Don't you just love this song? Don't you just love it? Welcome back here, X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. That's Ben Glazer, Ryan Elke. I am Anthony Bellino, and joining us on the horn right now, covering the Michigan Wolverines for Blue by 90, my good pal, Justin Roh. Oh, are you serious? Rose Bowl champions. They've done it, Justin. We've done it 14-0, headed to the Natty. How are you? How's life? How are things, partner?
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody!
Right about that. I got to tell you, when Coach Harbaugh got on the podium after that Rose Bowl championship and said that to the Michigan crowd, that was the loudest nobody I've ever heard, and it was electric. It was electric. So I'll tell you what, I am as good as it gets, my friend.
The picture of you on the screen, by the way, I believe is you on the field after Michigan beats Ohio State. Of course, Ryan puts that up there. I want to go to your Rose Bowl experience. What day did you get into LA? And I want to get your feel for like what your experience was like there.
Yeah, I got into LA on, it was Saturday. So was able to be around the team hotel a bit for Saturday and Sunday, and I'll tell you what, that is a fun thing. Just the vibes are electric, and then Sunday was the real day, or was it Sunday or Monday? When did the game play? I can't even get my days straight.
New Year's Day. It was on Monday.
New Year's Day. We wake up, had some fun on New Year's Eve, so it was a late night, and then an early morning wake up on New Year's Day. And get up early, 6 a.m., drive to Pasadena from downtown L.A., and go straight to the Rose Bowl parade, which, I'll be honest, Bellino, I was a little hesitant. I've seen a lot of parades in my life. I'm like, all right, I get it. There's floats, there's people, there's dancers, whatever. It was the most unbelievable production I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a bucket list item. You have to go. It was amazing. So that was an incredible start to the day. We walked back to the golf course, which, as soon as I realized we were tailgating on a golf course in Pasadena, just like we tailgate at a golf course in Ann Arbor, Michigan, I knew it was going to be a good day. So we tailgate on the golf course. There are way more Michigan fans than Bama fans. I mean, it was not close when we were walking around throughout the day. Leading up to the game, and it was, everybody's saying go blue. I think I set a record for go blues that day, said it to everybody I possibly could, and then we walk into the stadium, and I'll tell you what, it's an old stadium, tough to get in. It's not built for the same crowds that they have in this day and age, but you walk into that stadium, and it was a feeling. It was the same feeling that I feel walking into Michigan Stadium for a Michigan-Ohio State game. It's different. It is, the setting is unbelievable. Every single thing that the Rose Bowl does, branding-wise, and how everything is set and looks is ridiculous. So you walk in, the mountains are in the background. The maize and blue looks so good amongst the mountains, and you walk in, and the crowd is going nuts from the get-go. Just a rousing chorus of the victors as the band plays. And, once we got into that game, once the game started, it was crazier than Michigan-Ohio State. It was like, I was talking to some of our players last night, and they said it was way louder than they expected, like loud like a home game. And so, it was an unbelievable experience. I think one of the greatest days of my life. It was awesome.
Wow, man. I was surprised. I was walking around in the concourse, went to get a little bite to eat, got this Korean barbecue chicken bucket thing with waffle fries that, to talk about slap. That thing hit harder than Tyson. It is exactly what I needed because at our Alumni Association tailgate, it was open bar. So I was feeling good. I made sure, So I get this Korean barbecue chicken bucket, and I'm like, oh, man, this is a lifesaver. And I hear this Alabama fan walking by because I tried to be nice to everybody. I want to be kind. You represent the university. Make sure, at the hotels and out and about in L.A. Hey, how you doing? Good luck on Monday. It's going to be a lot of fun, blah, blah, blah. And in the back of my mind, I was like, I would just stick you right now if I could. You know what I mean? But it was in public, you put on a good face.
Yeah.
This Alabama fan goes, there's so much blue. And I was like, we got him. We broke the soul of the fan base of Alabama. They were loud. I'll give them credit. They were loud. All right, so very first play of the game, we get the pick that's called back from J.J. McCarthy. What's going on in your mind at that moment? Were you like, oh, God, oh, no, TCU all over again? Like, where were you? I felt like that game was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster.
Absolutely. I don't know that I've ever had my emotions go so up and down in one game. And yeah, that was exactly what went through my mind. I'm thinking, are the lights too bright again? Can we not play in these games for some reason? Is it, the 30 days that lead up to it? Does it get to these guys mentally? It all flashes through your head, right? But then, they come back. I think our defense is the most incredible thing that I've ever watched. He picked up that offense in that first half, and I mean, you had Milroe running for his life. So immediately after what you thought was disaster on the first play of the game, you flip it to Michigan's defense is on the field, and all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, we're good. I think we're going to be all right here. And then the crowd gets back into it, and I'll tell you what, we get to halftime, and everybody around us is better than them. If we act like it, we're going to win this game. I didn't know going into it, okay, how do we really match up? You never really know. It's Alabama. It's Nick Saban. I know it's not their best team, but you still wonder, all right, how are our guys versus their guys? But we were better than them. And although we obviously made some uncharacteristic mistakes for sure, I think Michigan made more mistakes in that game than they had collectively in the entire year prior to that in the previous 13 games. But, yeah, I got into halftime. Did you feel like I was pretty confident going into halftime? Were you?
Oh, man, I mean, and I'm thinking about the botched extra point, and I'm like, okay, and it's like, all right, so that ends up actually coming back to help us because Alabama would score and not go for two, right? Because, if we had a 1-point lead, maybe they think about it, who knows? That's neither here nor there. But I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, okay, if Samaj doesn't drop that punt return, that sets up the 34-yard Jace McClellan touchdown run. Dude, we got him. And yep. Defensively, my biggest concerns were our offensive line against Bama's front seven. I thought we did a great job. I thought Sharon Moore did a great job of scheming to get JJ out on the run a little bit. I thought they did a great job in the play action pass game. Where has that been all season? I've been asking for it. There it was. We got a lot of the play action. And defensively, were we going to be able to create pressure with four in the event that we had to drop 6 or 7 guys back in coverage? And we were doing just that. We were going right up the middle at them. We looked like we had the athletes. I thought we had the secondary to be able to run with their wide receivers. I think we have the secondary to run with Washington's. I think that people are blowing that out of proportion. I don't think there's enough love for guys like Mikey Sainristil, Will Johnson and company out there. But that's just me. And I thought to myself at halftime, we got him. We won the first half by 3. It's 0-0 coming out. Let's make something happen. And for all of the different stuff that has happened throughout the course of this year, what really is amazing to me is that we have in the fourth quarter, Alabama has the football with, 5 minutes to go, and they put points on the board. And Michigan gets the football back with 4:41 to play in that fourth and final quarter, drove all the way down the field, one of the great drives in Michigan football history to tie the football game up. Alabama gets the ball back with 1:34 and can't do anything with it. Like they gained, 15 or 18 yards. And it's like, that is the stand of all stands right there. Like it's got nothing to do with any controversy or anything outside of Michigan football that people want to talk about, Pistol Pete and Paul and the rest of the 4-letter network. This is about our guys once again, just like Ohio State, just like in the Iowa game, although it was a little sketch, like lining up and owning the line of scrimmage and physically imposing their will. It was just, I still can't even believe it happened, to be honest with you. I'm still kind of shocked.
I am totally with you, man. I'm totally with you. And actually, so we score, right? We have in that greatest drive of all time for Michigan football. And then the guy behind me, which you know how this goes, if you're on the road with Michigan fans, you're automatically best friends with every single person in your section. I was hugging people. I was kissing people the whole time. Anyways, I turned to him, and he goes, "Did we leave too much time? Did we leave too much time as we scored?" And I said, "Absolutely not. Our defense is going to stop them. Our defense is too good. They can't move the ball on us." And that was it. They couldn't move the ball on us. And, I mean, I thought that this defense did something to an Alabama offense, right? They held them to their fewest yards in 7 years, Bellino. That's Alabama, the Tide. You got to be kidding me. And I know Milroe is no Tua, but he's a heck of an athlete, that's for sure. And so what that Michigan defensive line did to that Alabama offensive line was something I've never seen before. I mean, their Alabama center was in the portal 24 hours after the game.
Heard he's going to Ohio State. That's just what I heard. I'm like, dude, you can't. And Ryan sends me a tweet, and he goes, "What kind of deal did you make with this devil?" And I sent him back a Grinch gif. I'm like, dude, it cost my soul and the Detroit Pistons, but it was worth it, Justin. Now, we get into overtime, right? They win the toss, they defer. That's what you do, right? Like, let's play defense first. And I'm like, okay, all right, they're going to play defense first, and we're going to have to go out there and score. And Blake Corum, 1st and 10 at the 25, gets it to the 17-yard line, and then takes that 17-yard carry to the house. And in that moment, I know our defense comes up big on 4th and goal to go from the 3. It's a low snap. I don't know what the hell Alabama was doing at that point anyways, but that's fine. But in that carry, those 2 carries, I should say, from Blake Corum, where does he cement himself, in your opinion, in Michigan history? Because that was just such a bleeping legacy game for him. And I saw somebody tweeting out the picture where his face is all bloodied after the game, and it was like, this should be the cover of NCAA 2024, the video game. Like that picture right there, I think you got to hang that outside of Schembechler Hall. Like that, like this to me, guys like Blake Corum, guys like Mike Sainristil, still Michigan men to a T, the definition of it. Like that was a legacy cementing game for him, and he's got one more to go on Monday. But where does this put Blake Corum, in your opinion, in the history books of Michigan football?
I mean, I'm 31, so Mike Hart is the closest that it gets for me. I don't know I know the Chris Perrys, but I don't know the Tim Biakapatukas and those as well. But I mean, for me, man, he's right up there. If not that guy, if not that top guy. I think when you consider everything that's gone on, when you consider him coming back to say, you look at the graphic that he put out last year when he went on Rich Eisen and told us that he's coming back. It says he has unfinished business. He said, we're going to come back. He went into Chrysler Center for a basketball game last year that you were sitting at the press table and said, coming back and we're going to win a national title. Guess what? They're going to play for one on Monday. There aren't many people out there, Bellino, that can say that and back it up. So that's where I say, you look at his character, you look at what he's done in the community, you look at how selfless of a teammate he is and what his guys do for him. He is absolutely up there. And then obviously, I mean, you look at what he can do on the football field, and I think he might be that guy. I think he's top 3, if not higher than that. So yeah. I think that there's no way that you can argue that at this point, and he's going to be a Michigan legend for the rest of our lives. That's for sure.
2 things I didn't realize. 1, you're only 31 years old. You got a lot of life in front of you. 2, you were kissing everybody at the game. Now, look, I was slapping hands and people were sending me beers, which I was great. Like, don't send me the tall boy of Blue Moon. Like, I'm not reciprocating. Like, I'm not buying this $28 beer from this vendor here at these LA prices. Was your wife with you on this trip? Who were you kissing in the stands, Justin Roh? I feel like the feds right now.
You are. I actually, my wife was not on the trip with me, but I did have to call her and tell her I kissed the man on the lips after our touchdown. It bing bong. Bonk me if you need to, but it's just in the moment. You never know what's going to happen when you're at the Rose Bowl.
He said bonk me. That's some internet jargon right there. The kids get it. The kids get it. Justin Roh. Find him and his work on Twitter at Blue by90. Justin, are you going to Houston for Monday night's game?
I sure am. My flight leaves tomorrow morning. It's going to be the greatest weekend of our lives, Anthony.
Oh, my goodness. I love it. Hey, thank you, Justin, as always, my friend. He throws a hell of a tailgate at Blue by90. You got to find the tent. We partnered with him last year. We're going to do more of it this upcoming football season. Enjoy the game on Monday, my friend. Let's touch base next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Bellino. Appreciate you guys. Go Blue.
Appreciate you. There he goes, Justin Roh. Oh, play the song.